I'm really pleased to be back with Jeff Brown of Brownstone Research. He's a futurist, technology expert, investment guru. And we've been talking a lot about the Great Reset and what that means for the world, where it came from, what are the broader implications. But I want to get into a little bit today, Jeff, what this means for the individual. And let's start with this push towards a cashless society. This is one thing with the contactless world we're in. It seems like cash is going to go by the wayside. Am I wrong about this? And if I'm not, what does that mean for all of us?
You're absolutely right. In fact, if governments around the world could completely remove coins and paper currencies from the markets today, they absolutely would. And the motivation is really simple. Most of the cash transactions that take place, governments can't see, they can't track. They have to trust that a business is going to pay taxes on those transactions. They have to trust that somebody that might sell their car in cash is going to report the sale and pay tax on that transaction. But so many of these transactions go unreported. And so there is a very material motivation for governments to be able to see, analyze, track, and tax every transaction. And so the pandemic was actually a great catalyst to moving towards contactless transactions. Many businesses, I'm sure you saw this, Alex, but they wouldn't accept cash. Everything had to be on a credit card. Businesses moved to contactless machines where you could just scan your phone or your credit card, and the transaction happens immediately. And so there was a major push to make these things not only simple to use, but also in many cases required to use. But that's literally just the very first step. The next step is to literally move to a digital version of the US dollar. Some people have referred to this as something like the Fed coin, where we use technology, specifically blockchain technology, to create a digital version of the US dollar, and that every citizen of the US or China or Australia or the UK has a digital wallet on their smartphone, and they transact through that wallet. And of course, the incentive for doing that is that the government can track every single transaction. It can see how every dollar is spent, and it can tax every single transaction. So they are deeply motivated. The IRS, the government, are deeply motivated to implement a technology like this. And it can also be used for stimulus purposes. So a simple example is if every American has a smartphone and a digital wallet on their phone, if they want to send stimulus checks or they want to send a universal basic income, they simply print more of these digital dollars and they send it directly to your digital wallet for you to spend. And so it's an ultimate ability for a government to have centralized control over its monetary policy, how it's distributed, how it's taxed, and of course it can produce as much of those digital dollars as it likes.